sometimes the craziest thing is that it's not even people that's against us, it's our own selves. Y'all, so we gotta start renewing our minds, bro. We gotta start changing the way we think. We gotta start taking out negative thoughts and putting in positive thoughts, man. Because little do you know, the way that you think shapes your life, right? The way that you think shapes your life. You always think you're gonna be broke, if you always think you're gonna be poor and you're never gonna be successful and you're never gonna reach that purpose that God has for you, bro, you're never gonna reach it, right? Because the Bible tells us what a man thinketh, so shall it be. What does that mean? That whatever you think, right? Whatever you place in your mind and that enters into your heart, it shall come to pass, right? It shall come to pass. And see, that's why most of the time we don't reach our full potential in life. That's why most of the time we're not successful. That's why most of the time we can never do our calling that God has called us to do, because we already place negative thoughts that I can't do it, that I won't be able to do it, that I'll never be able to match up to that standard. But what we have to understand is that God has already seen us in our full potential. And we have the nerve to tell God that, yo, man, I can't do this now. Like I can't get on that pulpit. Like, God, bro, I think you got the wrong person. Like, we have the nerve to tell God this, but God has already seen us in our full potential, right? Because if we go back to the Bible tells us that in Jeremiah, that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew who you was, right? I knew who you was. So which means God already knows us. God already knows our full potential. And so now it's up to us to change our mindset to say, man, you know what? If God said I can do it, I can do it. If God is with me, who can be against me, right? And sometimes the craziest thing is that it's not even people that's against us, it's our own selves. That's something I had to realize. Sometimes we be trying to act like people is so against us and we got enemies and people jealous of us and all this envy. Well, really, it's not even them, it's you. Honestly, if we being real, it's not even them, it's you. You don't have faith in yourself. You don't believe that you can do it. So what do you start doing? You start placing doubt. Actually, what do you really start doing? You start putting boundaries on yourself. You know, maybe I can't get on the pulpit, but I can just stay on the praise and worship team. Yeah, like maybe I can't really sing on the praise and worship team, but I just stick, you know, say to making sure that the church is clean and stuff. Like, you'll never reach your full potential in God when you keep lowering yourself. When you keep lowering yourself. And that's why I want you to start changing your mindset. Man, you know what? I can do this. Whatever God has called me to do, I can do it. Because He said that I can do it. Because He said I can do all things. Not some things, not a little bit of things. All things through Christ who strengthens us. And sometimes we have to remember that we're not doing this on our own strength, right? God is not going to take you to a certain place and just say, hey, you do it. You do it on your own strength. You got strength, you do it on your own strength. God would never tell us that. But yet God is telling us, hey, I got you. Just go to where I told you to go. Like, God is telling us, bro, like, what did you sit here like having a double mind for? Thinking, man, I can do it. Well, maybe I can do it. I probably can do it. Like, you over here having a double mind and God's telling you, can you just shut up and just go to where I told you to go? God wants us to see ourselves and our full potential, but we will never get there. We will never get there if we continue to stay stuck and stagnant in a place that God is trying to bring us out of. Most of us have graduated from this place that God has us in, but because of fear, doubt, worry, people's opinions, we can't prosper. We can't prosper just because of that. And so if we continue to allow ourselves to do that, bro, you're never gonna reach your full potential. And your full potential ain't about your look. It ain't about your money. It ain't about your houses, your cars. It ain't about none of that. Your full potential is doing the very thing that God has called you to do and doing it in excellence. That's reaching your full potential. That's success. Not money, not cars, not clothes. Listen, I'm gonna say this for another video. I'm gonna say it for a whole nother video. But it ain't about that. It's about doing the thing that God has called you to do and doing it in excellence. Anything that we do in God should be in excellence. Because why? God is excellent. God is excellent. So I want us to start renewing our minds today. Man, I can do this. Why am I sitting here putting negative thoughts in my mind when my Father in heaven, right, has all glory? So why am I sitting here in defeat when my Father wins always? That doesn't make sense. Why do I sit here and say, man, I can't do this? When Jesus died on the cross, Jesus knew he had to do that. So why are we sitting here saying, man, I can't do this? You got to have the mindset, I have to do this. Because why? I'm called to do this. God called me to do this. We can't sit here in defeat. And that's something I was saying yesterday on the last video. We don't sit in defeat. We're always victorious. We can never sit in defeat. Defeat is not an option, right? And we will not be defeated by the way that we think. Some of y'all are really defeated by the way that you think. The way your mind is, you just so defeated. Like, I can't do nothing. I can't accomplish this. I don't want to be in it. Like, bro, stop with this defeated mindset, right? Because you'll never be victorious. You'll never walk into it. But in fact, bro, we can do this. You have to know you can do this. Why? Because God said you can. And if God said you can, man, there's nothing nobody can tell you. There's nothing no man on this earth can tell you. What? My God said I can do it. What are you talking about? Bro, there's nothing no man on earth can tell you when God, the one that created the man who said you can't do it, right? There's nothing no man can tell you. But see, you have to know that in your heart. And see, some of us don't know that in our heart. That's why we're not able to reach that full potential. That's why we're not able to renew our minds, because we don't know that. And we don't actually want to believe that. We want to stay in this stuck place. And listen, if you want to stay in this stuck place, you can go ahead. But I got potential to reach. Right? I got nations to speak to. So if you want to sit there and be that mediocre Christian who just go to church and stuff, who don't never really do nothing for the kingdom, you can go right ahead. But while I'm here, oh my gosh, while I'm here, I'm gonna do my calling. Something that I heard is that you are the only person in the history of the world, right? Listen to me clearly. You are the only person in the history of the world that can fulfill the purpose that God has. You are the only person. That means nobody else in the history of the world, now and ever to come. You are the only person that can fulfill the purpose that God has for you. The only person. So that means if you don't do it, right, there's nobody else that can come in and fill your shoes. There's nobody else that can come in and fill your shoes. You have to do this. And that's my mindset, man. I have to do this. I have to get on this camera. I have to motivate y'all. I have to inspire y'all, man. And in the same way, God is inspiring me. So I want us to get out of that mindset that I can't do this, that I can't prosper. Who told you can't prosper? Hey, you know what's so crazy? Moses had told God, he said, man, I can't speak. He said, God, I can't talk. But then God told Moses, he said, bro, who said you couldn't talk? he said, bro, who said you couldn't talk? Because I ain't say that. Because the Moses I know, oh my gosh, the Moses I know, right, is going to free my people. The Moses I know is going to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. So God is looking at us like, who said you couldn't do that? Who said that? Because I didn't say that. When I designed your life and designed your purpose, I didn't say you couldn't do that. So who told you you could? Who said that? And you know what's so crazy? Who said that? Right? A lot of the times we blame it on the enemy, but it's also because of us. We say we can't do that because we don't think we're capable. We don't think we're capable. So what do? We just blame it on the enemy, which the enemy does put thoughts in our mind. Now we're not gonna shut that down, but we do that. So today we gonna change our mindset, man. I can do this. I can prosper, right? And the moment you change your thinking, the moment you change the way you think, bro, I promise you, your life will change. Because it has to. Because the way you think controls your heart, and your heart controls your actions. So if my mind controls my heart and my heart controls my actions, that means if my mind and my heart gets in alignment with God, that means my actions has to be oh my gosh, y'all not hearing me. My actions has to be different. Your actions has to be different if you claim that your mind is renewed. Y'all, let me get up, bro. Oh my gosh. If you claim that your mind is renewed, that means your action has to be different, dog. So listen, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video, man. Let's go.